Crusader Fortress has fallen. UCS finally did it after so many tries. On today's video, we're going to talk about how they did it, show the spectacular fight that happened there, everything you need to know after you take your own fortress, everything and anything ruined Crusader Fortress related in this video. Let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. It's already going on. You guys are seeing a ginormous amount of marches around the fortress and 2 rallies hitting hard. This right here is the reason why all these marches are so far behind. This AoE damage skill on this fortress is just insane. Now, this is just the beginning, very beginning. It was just unbelievable to the point where you'll see in a moment what happens to my phone with all this insane graphics. Now, before we continue, I want to ask you guys to leave me in the comments down below and let me know, do you guys prefer the video in full graphics just like this when there's crazy madness, or in simplified graphics? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I think this looks much cooler, but as you'll see in a moment, it might have been a little too much even for my Galaxy S10 Plus. At this point, Guardians started spawning. Now, the job of those Guardians is to hit the rallies or anything hitting the buildings, and they hit hard. This is why there were so many marches all around the building, kind of like in the Lost Temple way back way, to make sure that these Guardians do not make it anywhere near those rallies. Now, the rally kept hitting, doing a decent amount, a good amount of damage, but taking a lot of damage too. You'll see the report of this rally once everything is done for, and you'll see how many troops ended up joining back, reinforcing, into this rally, and you won't even believe it. At this point, there are still 2 rallies going strong, buildings about halfway there, and pretty much nothing happening, with the exception that from so many things happening on the screen, my phone crashed, and it got to the point where I had to change to simplified graphics to be able to continue. But as of right now, Enday is doing everything within his power to get this building once and for all. Leave this place while you still can, says the fort. Not today, said Enday. Today, Enday wanted this building. This time around, 2 Guardians spawned, and one of them actually made it to the rally. This was a little bit of a small mistake. I see another Guardian at the bottom left and another one at the bottom right, so apparently there were 4 of them a little bit further out. Just the top left one was a bit too close to the rally, and it did huge amounts of damage. It required a lot more reinforcements into the rally, and it was this close. It was this close, guys. Now, there are a few skills that you need to be aware of on this fortress. Primarily, the one that's going to come up in a little bit, which does not only absurd amounts of AoE damage, but there's also healing just right there. 60,000 healed right there. Another 60,000 healed. You do not want to get too close to this thing. Don't want to let it heal, because it's been healing by the 60,000 at a time. So things moving on the screen, as I mentioned to you, in a moment we're going to switch to simplified graphics right there. The game crashed from so much going on, had to turn on simplified graphics. We didn't miss much. By the time we came in, another batch of Guardians had already spawned. This was the 3rd batch. We had not missed anything with the exception of them spawning, and as you can see, the rallies are almost done. This rally, there's a bottom left rally at like just so little HP. At this point, some of these marches came in closer to the center, to the fortress itself, to make sure those Guardians are out of the way. And I see, just look at that. Look at the AoE damage. Look at how crazy this is. And at this point, no more rallies. Those things are just, they just keep hitting it, and UCS said, screw it, we're so close, send everything you got. And look at the damage. Look at how many frowny faces running away. Look at how many injured people. Tier 5s, these are tons of tier 5s and tier 4s. The tier 4s are going out like this. The tier 5s are still somewhat surviving, and then ba-bam, another hit, and all the frownies. But there were so many troops on the battlefield. There were so many marches that even with all this, UCS Why have you returned? Asked the fortress, and it fell. It fell. That is right. We've been waiting for this moment for so long. And now they're in rebuilding stage 1, and we will talk about that in this video still a little bit later. First of all, let's go look at, of course, the report, and then from there talk about how this was done. This rally was about a 5-minute rally-ish. There were 7 million people in this troop. This thing just filled up with troops, and they were not all tier 5s, guys. These are mostly tier 4s. I think there's like 900,000 tier 5s total in those 7 million troops that were in that rally, or 5 million, whatever it is. Honestly, this is just for you guys to see that even like crazy big alliances have a chance now to get this fortress. These are the commanders and the stats that they ended up utilizing, and this is the reason why things got a little bit easier. There was a nerf to the fortress. As you guys can see, the skills were brought down in update 19 from what they were previously, which was completely nutty, and even with six rallies, they weren't able to get it. The Ruined Crusader fortress is now a bit weaker. One thing to point out is that the commanders, well, the leading commanders of the barbarians, of the 3 million tier 5s in there, are blue and green. And by the way, if you guys want all this stuff, all of this cool like information in an awesome info graphic thingy, go join the Discord group, link in the description down below. I'm gonna be making some awesome concentrated infographics with all this information. That way you guys don't have to scroll through a bunch of pictures or through the video. Let's highlight 2 awesome moments that are crucial from the rally. First of all, a small mistake as the top left guardian makes its way into the rally and starts smacking it hard. UCS instantly reacted and managed to get forces as soon as possible to that guardian and get it off the rally. Now the next thing was this. Look at how many frownies from one skill proc. One skill proc. You guys are seeing right here everything that has to do with both the rallies, the heals, everything. But let's talk about what comes next. The next part is rebuilding the fortress, right? And the fortress has a couple of like 3 stages for rebuilding. The first stage you guys are seeing on the screen right here in the Past Glory event, it is soon a towering fortress will be constructed upon the dust-covered ruins, and we will begin our conquest of the Forgotten Lands. Governors can now donate resources to build their kingdom's Crusader fortress. Governors will receive Crusader supply chests containing item rewards for each donation. Once current rebuilding stage is completed, the next stage will begin. Now, the way it works is you guys can see up on the top where the progress bar is, you need 2 million total points, and they currently have 31,800. What it does is for every resource you donate, you put into this, you get 10 points, and for every gem you get 30 points. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the numbers are exactly on like the donation jumps. I can see very faintly under the text for the gem donation a 500 gem button, which I'm thinking 500 gems for 30 points is mighty expensive, but I haven't been able to determine this yet. The Homicide who helped me out with the information about this, big shout out to him. Thank you, Homicide, for all the screenshots and all your help to get this video out with all the information for the community. Has told me that there's no really limit on how much you donate, but every resource is 10 points, gems are 30 points, and you get rewards based on as many donations as you give. Now, you can see right there, by the way, that 500 gems seems to be like donate to receive 3 chests and 50 points. So I gotta understand a little bit better how this works, but I don't know if it's the 500 that we're seeing under the text or not. We're still gonna determine that as it comes, but don't think for a moment that the fortress is gonna be cheap to rebuild. It's gonna require the whole alliance or even the whole kingdom to really come together and get this built. Now, the next screenshot we have are the 3 Reconstruction phases rewards. There are 3 total stages. Upon completion of stage 1, all governors from the home kingdom will receive special buff glories. 15% attack, 15% defense, 15% health, and a rebuild stage 1 reward chest, which we know nothing about yet. Upon completion of stage 2, we get 100% hospital capacity, 100% hospital capacity, gathering speed of 25%, and a rebuild stage 2 reward. Now, the final thing is stage 3, and once stage 3 is done, territory controlled by this kingdom's alliance will be displayed using a unified color, and governors will be able to teleport onto all of their territory. So now what ends up happening is your kingdom's territory expands. Now it's not only about your alliance, but it's also about your whole kingdom's territory. Very, very cool stuff. I don't want to ramble anymore. This is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Thank you again to Nday, who was super cool, sent me the reports so I can show them to you guys, sent me a bunch of information. Thank you for being awesome and cooperating with me. I hope I'm going to be able to make more UCS awesome videos. And of course, big shout out to Homicide for the screenshots, for the questions and answers, for the help, for everything. Shout out to UCS. Thank you very much. Until the next time, I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Again, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff in the description. If you guys liked the video, found it helpful, smash the like button. And of course, subscribe to the channel with those notifications on. Until the next time, have a great rest of your day, evening, weekend, afternoon, whatever the heck time it is when you're watching this video. And I'll see you sooner rather than later again. Peace.